The world is quietly shifting as new powers challenge the old order. For decades, the US and its Western allies dominated global affairs, but BRICS, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, emerged to offer an alternative. Unlike NATO, BRICS is united by a desire to reform a system they see as biased toward the West. Their goal: more influence, new financial systems, and less dependence on the US dollar. By 2025, BRICS represented nearly half the world's population and over a quarter of its economy. They created the new development bank to fund projects outside Western control. Dozens of countries from the global South want in, seeing BRICS as a way to amplify their voices and access investment without Western strings attached. The bloc's expansion signals a global appetite for alternatives to US-led structures. The US sees BRICS's ambitions, especially de-dollarization, as a direct threat to its dominance. This sets up a new era of competition between established and rising powers. Into this contest stepped Argentina, caught at a crossroads. In 2023, Argentina faced economic disaster, hyperinflation, debt, and dwindling options. President Fernandez's government saw BRICS as a lifeline: new markets, infrastructure funding, and less reliance on the US dollar. Joining BRICS promised Argentina a seat with major economies and a way to hedge its bets in a changing world. But the move was controversial. Aligning with sanctioned Russia and Iran risked alienating the West and complicating IMF negotiations. The debate split the nation, making foreign policy a central issue in the 2023 presidential election. Would Argentina join the rising powers of the global South, or stick with its Western ties? The answer would shape not just Argentina's future, but signal where global allegiances might be heading. The stage was set for a dramatic pivot. Javier Milei's election in late 2023 marked a radical shift. An anarcho-capitalist, Milei immediately rejected BRICS, signaling a new, unapologetically pro-Western era. He argued Argentina should align with free nations, the US and Israel, not with BRICS countries he saw as authoritarian. Milei's vision: dollarize the economy, deepen US ties, and abandon the peso. This was the opposite of BRICS's de-dollarization push. The message was clear: Argentina's future lay with Washington, not Beijing or Moscow. The move risked alienating China and Brazil, but Milei bet US support would outweigh the costs. He hoped American backing would unlock IMF aid and investment, stabilizing Argentina's economy. It was a bold gamble, choosing sides in the new global contest. Argentina had made its choice. The US welcomed Argentina's pivot with open arms. The Trump administration, back in power after 2024, saw Milei's move as a strategic win in Latin America. Argentina's rejection of BRICS reversed a trend of countries drifting toward China. Trump and Milei quickly forged a close relationship, with public praise and tangible support. The US helped Argentina secure a crucial $2 billion IMF loan, rewarding loyalty and signaling benefits for pro-American allies. The alliance had a strategic edge. The US aimed to counter China's influence in the region, especially its Belt and Road projects. With Argentina as a partner, Washington gained a stronger foothold to push back against Beijing. The partnership extended to building a conservative bloc across Latin America, supporting right-wing movements and using incentives or pressure to shape the region. Argentina became the poster child for this new US strategy. The message: siding with Washington brings rewards, while defying it brings consequences. The US was reasserting its influence in its own backyard, but the global contest was far from over. BRICS, meanwhile, was growing. While Argentina turned away, BRICS expanded rapidly. Egypt, Ethiopia, Iran, the UAE, and Indonesia joined, transforming BRICS into a 10-member coalition. The bloc now spans energy giants, manufacturing hubs, and populous nations, amplifying its global weight. BRICS's main goal to reduce reliance on the US dollar and build new financial systems. They're settling more trade in local currencies and even floated a gold-backed unit as a swift alternative. The new development bank has funded billions in infrastructure, offering loans without Western conditions. A new partner countries category lets dozens more nations participate, broadening BRICS's reach. But progress is slow. Plans for a common currency face internal resistance, especially from India. The focus has shifted to practical steps, like cross-border payment systems using blockchain. The ambition is vast, but implementation is incremental. BRICS is chipping away at US dominance, not overturning it overnight. The world is watching to see if this alternative order can truly take shape. Trump's return brought a confrontational U.S. approach to BRICS. Viewing the bloc as a threat, the administration unleashed sweeping tariffs, 50% on Brazil and India, heavy duties on Chinese and UAE goods, and even 30% on South Africa. Officially, these moves targeted payment systems, or unfair trade. But the real aim was to punish BRICS for challenging the dollar. BRICS leaders condemned the tariffs as blackmail, but stopped short of direct retaliation. The U.S. remains a vital market, making a full trade war risky for all sides. The standoff highlights the core tension. America uses its economic power to deter rivals, but this only strengthens BRICS' resolve to build alternatives. The tariff war is a test of BRICS' unity and resilience. Can they withstand U.S. pressure and coordinate a response, or will they remain vulnerable to American coercion? The outcome will shape the future of global power. The stakes have never been higher. The cracks and the contest are growing. Despite its ambitions, BRICS is far from unified. Deep divisions, especially between China and India, limit strategic cooperation. New members like Saudi Arabia and Iran bring their own rivalries, while domestic crises in Brazil and South Africa weaken the bloc. The 2025 summit exposed these rifts. China's president stayed home, Russia's joined by video, and old disputes flared. Argentina's choice to side with the U.S. shows American influence is still powerful, especially for countries in crisis. The dollar remains dominant, and U.S. support is often more immediate than BRICS' long-term promises. But the expansion of BRICS and interest from dozens of nations reveal a global hunger for alternatives. U.S. tariffs and pressure may be accelerating this shift. While Argentina chose Washington, many others are hedging or seeking new paths. The world isn't post-American, but it's more fragmented and contested than ever. Argentina's story is just one chapter in a larger struggle over the future of global order. The choices nations make now will define the next era. The contest for global power is only beginning.